Hello, welcome to Pure Tarot. Okay, so tonight I'm doing the Taurus heart-to-heart reading. It's a reading, I've decided to do a heart-shaped spread, and I'm probably not the first one to have thought of that, so I mean, it's just, I haven't seen it, but anyway, I'm doing that. I've done a reading for Aries, so I'm going to do each zodiac sign using that spread. The how I'm constructing it is I'm using the Romance Angel Tarot, and I'm going to pull one card that's going to be the inside tip of the heart. Then I'm going to use my Aquarian Tarot deck, and then I'll pull 7 cards on each side of the heart. And I'll use the Good Tarot to draw a card at the very bottom tip. So that's how I've decided to construct the reading, the spread, I should say. So let me just get set up. So the idea is to get the heart of heart for Taurus. Find out what they have in their heart of heart. I'm going to draw the cards first, and then I'll eventually, when I'm done, I'm going to show you. And last but not least, I hope you don't mind me being quiet. I felt like being quiet to draw the cards. Okay. I'm sighing because I'm seeing the cards I'm going to show you. They're quite eclectic. So what I call the heart of heart, or when I did the Aries reading, for some reason I decided to call this position the crown. It feels important to me, so I don't know. I just felt that was the right word for it. And we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay, so what I didn't explain to you is that each side of the heart, the left-hand side is you, because it's the side where your heart is in your body, inside your body. And the right-hand side is represents your partner or whoever you have on your mind. Doesn't have to be an official relationship. It's up to you to determine who that person is, who you're in relationship with, or just in relation with, and for which this applies to. You'll get to know who this is as we do the reading, right? I guess you'll be able to pinpoint who it is for you. So let me start on your side. I'm going to show you the bottom tip right away. 3 of air, which is the 3 of swords. Okay, so let's talk about you first. We have the 5 of rods, the Ace of Swords, Death, the Devil, the Fool in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, and a beautiful card to sort of close the sequence, Six of Swords. Six of Rods, I'm sorry. Six of Wands if you want. And on the other person's side, I'm going to show you right away. Actually, no, let me show you. Five of Swords, Ace of Cups in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, Eight of Rods, Eight of Wands, Emperor in reverse, Strength in reverse, and Two of Swords. So there's major arcanas on both sides. Each side has an ace. Your side has the the Ace of Swords upright, and your person has the Ace of Cups in reverse, both in the same position here. What else is noticeable? Let's just dive in. I'm going to start with you. So I haven't really attributed specific meanings to the position in the spread. I'm wanting to read this more as a sequence, something like that develops. So you can apply time. You could say maybe this is in the recent past, moving into the present, coming into being. But really, as you know, we discussed like the meanings of the cards. I think you can play with that time, you know, with time frame. You can play with resonance, you know, applying it to the other person. But I do tend to want to really say that this is your experience versus theirs, or their perception versus theirs, right? So, but I still give you lots of freedom to because it's your life and it's your heart to heart. So you get to decide what resonates, and you get to change whatever you need to with your free will at any time. I don't know why I'm premising this so long, lengthy. I usually don't. This reading is difficult, so let's just do it. So Five of Rods, Ace of Swords, Death, Devil. Okay. I'm gonna look at the majors right now. Death, Devil, Fool in reverse. There's a very, very strong energy here. Very intense, not necessarily pleasant. And I say that because although, you know, the usual meaning of the Death card would be a transformation, alongside the Devil, it has it's taking on more of a ruthless character, like connotation, I guess. And that's what's not pleasant. And the Fool in reverse doesn't help to alleviate, you know, this kind of energy. So whatever bounce in your step, you know, that the Fool could have brought to this kind of energy is on the contrary. The Fool's energy is being very much dampened and almost controlled, very much contained, and reined in. So it's a difficult energy. It's here at the beginning, the Five of Wands, Five of Rods in this deck. I drew this for Aries in a different position in their reading, and this comes off as, conflicts, misunderstandings, head games, arguments and wasted words, and also words spoken too fast. So it starts off, with, if you start with a deception and someone is not being truthful, obviously there's conflict. And then there's this moment where there's a ray of light, the sword falls, or if you want to even think of it differently, you can think of King Arthur's Excalibur, and the sword is being pulled out of that stone, and it's a precise moment that's been waiting for millenniums, or centuries. I don't not remember in the tale, but it's obviously a meaningful moment. So there's definitely typically it's truth coming out. So spoken words of truth, seeing clearly something. So obviously this sword is cutting through the deception of this situation, I guess. And as much as this should have been like a clearing out, what eventually unfolds here, it puts this person, you in this case, right, because it's your side, into, and because the reading is here on the table, please read it in this direction: Death, Devil, Fool in reverse. So you can tell it's not an easy energy. I tried to describe it to you best I could before, but this person is in a ball. It's a ball. Like in French we say se mettre en boule, it's to be very, it's like being upset, okay? Anyway, and then you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. This makes you very unhappy. I don't think that you enjoy being in this state. I think it's actually very difficult, and you're totally out of alignment, right? You're out of whack, so to speak. I'm not saying you're crazy or unstable, not like that. I'm just saying inwardly you are not feeling good. You are troubled, and you're. It's sort of you're ruthless and vengeful. And so this card is really pointing to how much you're off yourself, And I want to bring it back to the deception card because, when you're wearing a mask, you're out of alignment as well. And sometimes if you're not conscious you're wearing a mask, then you're not feeling out of alignment. But there are moments in time when things happen or things are being said to you, or you gain some awareness, and you just can't ignore the fact that you're not well, that you're not feeling good inside and happy and loving life or loving yourself or others, or just being at peace, I guess. saving grace of this sequence is the Six of Rods, which is, you know, a card of great triumph. So I'm very happy to see this here, because somehow I don't know what triggers this or how you actually come out of this energy, but something does pull you out of it, and it's like crossing a like a invisible membrane, you know, like you cross to the finish line, but you cross through this, you know, membrane. And why am I using membrane? Because it feels difficult. So it's not like, you know, you run to a finish line and there's absolutely no hurdle, right? So, but this hurdle is not something you can jump over or go around. It's something you have to go through. So that's why it feels like a membrane, and it's like, it's not something you see. And so when you actually cross that membrane, it does offer resistance, right? It's not it doesn't, so you really need to push through. But you come out on the other side, you do. And you you sort of land on the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords, which is again another difficult energy. But maybe, you know, you've got a beautiful couple of birds here. And I want to say that, and even more, there's another one here on the angel's wings, and it has a little crown on top of its head. Let me see. I hope you can see somehow. It's very faint, even for me. And, you know, I told you this position here for some, well, I decided to call it the crown. So I'm feeling a resonance between these two cards, and it's the birds here and the crowns. Actually, there's also crowns, I just noticed, on top of these other birds' heads. So for me, there's a saving grace here of I guess the crown for me resonates with the triumph. So as much as this was painful and sorrowful, whatever this truth was, or whatever this piercing of the masks, or, you know, the deception, like the fact that was cut through, you know, this you whoever got, I guess, cut, it was difficult for them to see their mask fall. They didn't like to end up naked, I guess. But there's great force, great strength here with this Ace of Swords. And again, I want to come back to the idea that it could be pulling out Excalibur out of the stone. So that points to another great victory, because when King Arthur actually, you know, pulls the Excalibur, he is then declared, you know, king. I mean, I'm making this very, I'm brushing it very roughly, right? But if you know a little bit of that, I guess, legend, or you know what I'm saying. So here, this, thank God, this Three of Swords is taking on a much more positive, I guess, tone. It's not necessarily positive, but there's really a saving grace about it. And I want to say that as much as you're gonna cry, cry all of the water out of your body through this experience, I think that you come out a champion, a king. You come out victorious. You come out on top. You come out more, I guess, stronger, I want to say. That's very interesting. But I have to confess, as you can tell, the energy's been really heavy here. So I just want you to note that, because I don't mean to bring you down, really. I hope you know that. I just think that maybe it's good to be aware, I guess. Okay, let's look at your partner. So, 5 of Swords, Ace of Cups in reverse, 4 of Swords in reverse. I'm going to read these 3 to start with. So it's interesting, you know, you have 2 5s, 2 5s in the same position. Let me show you maybe here. So the reading, first of all, is heart-shaped as best as I could. And I don't know if you're going to see. Okay, never mind. Anyway, you've got 2 5s in the same position, right beside the crowning card. So both sides, both parties are in the same energy of conflict and drama and misunderstandings and, you know, cutting words and, you know, hurtful words and, gosh, it's really a painful reading. And, you know, same thing, there's 2 aces on the next card, on the next position. One is upright, the other one's reversed, but, you know, I have to show you the parallels. So, definitely having 2 5s there and having 2 conflictual vibes, it's telling me you're fighting each other, okay? Definitely, I don't, it might involve other people, but this is definitely one towards the other, okay? And then on this person's side, instead of having an epiphany like you had with the Ace of Swords, they're so hurt. For them, they're totally disillusioned, and their heart is sunk to their heels. That's how they feel. It's a difficult vibe too, right? And it puts them, so they retreat. I mean, it's reversed, so that would mean that they're coming out of a rest period. But I want to say with this blow, I think that they initially needed to retreat and rest and take a moment, because this was very difficult. And then I guess maybe now slowly they're able to come out of that ditch, if you want. And I can see the movement, because then the 8 of Rods follows, and so this is definitely telling me that this energy here, the movement forward, is pulling them out of this, pulling them out of their misery, right? And they don't want to stay stuck, and they don't want to stay alone in this energy. So they're definitely, you know, picking themselves up and like deciding to move forward. And then the next cards are the Emperor in reverse and the Strength reverse, down to the 2 of Swords. So even if they're moving forward, they're, you know, these arcanas, majors, are telling me that they're still shaken, because, you know, they're not on solid ground, and they don't feel strong and confident. This really, really, really shook them to the core. This, you know, deception was too much. And being majors, it cut deeply, so it'll take time. It'll take time to heal, and this is showing me that, you know, it is going to take time, because it puts the person in a position where they don't want to choose. They absolutely don't want to, you know, as much as they came out of this, I guess initially they decided to take themselves out of this, I guess, bad spot they were in, you know, maybe just mentally, or at least definitely emotionally, obviously with the Ace of Cups in reverse. But you know, they're very well aware that they're not sturdy, they're not walking on solid grounds here. So they are absolutely on the fence about something, and they're not going to choose either side. They're really going to stay in that spot. And that's hard for me. I don't think there's any way for me to give you any time frame on this. But, you know, so the tip of the reading ends up being, you know, the same conclusion for both sides. So, I mean, on your person's side, you know, definitely sorrow from that, from, I guess, a heartbreak, if you want to, you know, the typical, the other card sometimes is a heart pierced by 3 swords, right? So, and this is a heart of heart reading, so you can definitely apply it to a heartbreak. And you see, she's really she has her arms crossed on her chest, you know, sort of kind of hugging herself, you know, trying to find solace, self-solace, self-healing, also protecting herself, protecting her heart. So she's gone protective mode, I guess. But the birds are there as well, right? The birds are there for her as well. So same thing, there's a saving grace, I guess, to an extent. Maybe the good in the situation is she got to see something, and I'm gonna be very real here, because I can't. This reading is heavy, so I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna go to the bottom of it. You know, I guess they're very disappointed. You know, they probably didn't see this deception coming, and you know, on your side, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that you definitely caused this for this person. Like I said, these 2 5s, these 2 aces, there's definitely, this is pointing to one another, right? This is describing this relationship in particular. I mean, that was the whole point of the spread, but I get double confirmation here. But on your side, I mean, there's a lot more advantages for you coming out of this situations. You know, somehow you gain something out of it, which is not the other person's reality, not from what I'm seeing here. Well, Taurus, let me just take a little moment. I just want to see if I have final words on this. Especially for your person, I guess. To help, I'm going to draw another card here at the tip. the High Priestess. Trust your intuition. Trust that, okay, so I said that on your side you gain something out of it. There's, for some reason, you come out as a champion, a vainqueur. So you're coming up on top, coming out on top. So this card here that I drew, I think I want to give it, offer it to your partner. I guess it's like some form of advice. I think the advice is, you know, really heed your intuition, because maybe gaining insight is what you gain out of this. Maybe you hone your intuition by having gone through this heartbreak and conflict. There's definitely conflict here. And maybe it's asking you to trust that there's something that you will gain out of it. If it's not, I mean, obviously, I think you're already intuitive, but you might just gain more intuition, more insights. But I think that also it's pointing to trust your intuition, know in your heart of heart that something good is going to come out of it, even if you don't see it at this moment, is what I want to say. You know? I'm looking at the imagery. You see, there are some angel wings here on the drawing, and we have an angel here. So, you know, out of the sorrow soars this intuition and this insight, or these visions or downloads, or whatever you want to call it. So that's your gift or reward. If this person is gaining some form of reward, more, I don't know, it feels like recognition, or I don't know what it is that they gain. But for you, that's your gift. You get something too. You get your own reward. All right, Taurus, that wasn't easy. I wish it could have been more positive, but it is what it is. Again, even with what was said here, you take some, you leave some, especially if it doesn't resonate. And if this is not your situation, then that's great. So I will see you soon. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you. Good night.